Okay guys, glad you made it. This is a wee homework help for the first sheet. First question, adding and subtracting some fractions. I've put the second one up here for you just to remind you that we deal first of all with the whole numbers. So we do the 2 and the 3 together to make 5, and then we're trying to get a bottom number which is the same. So we'll look at the 5 here and the 4 here, ask ourselves what's the table that both of these come up in. I'll tell you 20. Right, you go ahead and work out what the new top numbers are and then your final answer. Question 2, we need to work out 4%. Now 4% means 4 per 100 of £3,200. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work out 1%, and that is done by dividing by 100. So divide this number by 100 and then times by 4. Remember, you need to add it on because it wants his new wage. Question 3, please be aware that we're asked to find the area and the perimeter. So there's 2 questions here. Don't forget to do both parts. Okay, here's our shape. We know this side here is 5, this side here is 7, this side here is 12, and this side here is 3. What we don't know are these 2 missing sides. So our first task is to find them. So work out what this side is and work out what this side is. Now when it comes to working out the area, we're going to split it up into 2 rectangles. Okay, this one here we could call rectangle A, and this one here we could call rectangle B. Okay, how do we work out the area of a rectangle? Length times breadth. So do that for rectangle A, repeat the process for rectangle B, and then add them together for your total area. The perimeter should be easy now that you've worked out all 6 sides, because we just do this side, add this side, add this one, this one, this one, and then lastly back to the start for the perimeter. Question 4, we've got to solve these equations. Now, first of all, we don't like the -3 on that side, it's going to have to come over. And then that's going to leave us with 5x equals. Now what it equals is not in the 5 times table, and you should know how to deal with that. Right, the 5 on this side is multiplying the x, so on this side it becomes a divide. So this side is going to be a fraction for your answer. Part B is slightly more complicated but follows the same pattern. Question 5. Now there's 2 things in question 5 you should be familiar with. The diagram where you have lines with arrows on. Now that tells us we have parallel lines. And as soon as we have parallel lines, we can put a line across them and we can work out corresponding angles, we can work out vertical opposite angles, we can work out alternate angles, and so on. So all the angles I'm showing you with these little dots, they're all the same in that diagram. So if you use that process in your diagram, that will help you get some. Secondly, whenever you have a triangle, which I've got here, and you've got these little lines crossing it, that means you've got an isosceles triangle. An isosceles triangle means that the angles in the corners are the same. So these 2 angles here are the same. Remember, the 3 angles add up to 180, so if you know one of them, you should be able to work out the other ones. Question 6, here's a triangle for distance, speed and time. The question is asking us how long, so it's a time question. So the formula we're going to use is time is distance divided by speed. So put your numbers from your question into that formula and you should be able to get your answer. Lastly, number 7, we're asked to find the mode, the median and the mean. Now remember, the mode is the one which appears most often. The median is the middle one, not just simply from any list, it's the middle one from an ordered list. So you need to put your numbers in order and then pick out the middle one. And then lastly, the mean, that's what a lot of people think is average. That's where we add them all up and then divide by how many you've got. And in our case, we're going to divide by 7 because we've got 7 lengths. Hopefully that helps with the homework.